The House Judiciary Committee now set to question President Trump's former campaign manager, Corey Lewandowski, in the House Committee's obstruction investigation, as the chairman, Gerald Nadler, calls it. Nadler, by the way, subpoenaed Lewandowski and announced today that Mr. Lewandowski will be testifying next week on September 17th. Joining us tonight, the aforesaid Mr. Lewandowski, former Trump campaign manager, best-selling author, Corey Lewandowski. Corey, great to have you here.
Thank you.
I mean, when I hear myself saying that, you're going to show up with Nadler. To what end?
You know, Lou, what questions they still have. I've been very clear. I've testified twice in front of the House Intelligence Committee, once in front of the Senate Intelligence Committee. They can read that testimony. It's all available. It's all been public. It's all been put out there. I've spoken to the Mueller investigators. That information has been put out there. There's no new information here. And all this is, in my opinion, is Chairman Nadler's attempt to fend off a left-wing primary challenge that he has in his district in the Upper West Side of New York.
That's incredible. And I mean, what do you expect to happen?
Nothing. Look, this is, and by the way, Lou, I'm going to do this in front of the cameras because I'm going to remind the American people of just what a witch hunt this has been, what a farce this is. There's no new news here. There's nothing to go and impeach the president from unless you want to accuse him of fighting for America and putting America first. If that's the cause, if that's the charge, then he's guilty as charged. But this Russia hoax investigation is long over. There was no obstruction. There was no collusion. I mean, and I'm happy to remind the American people of that.
There's closure. It is a wrap, as we say in the trade. And everybody but apparently the radical Dems on the House, well, and some in the Senate, just want to continue irrespective of the reality. It cannot, it seems to me, end well for the Democrats.
Well, look, I think, Lou, what they're going to do is they're going to overstep their bounds on this, as they already have done. This is going to be reflected in the November of 2020 elections. And Nancy Pelosi is going to be the first Speaker of the House that 2 times lost the majority, and the Republicans are going to be back in control because the American people are tired of this. We waited for the Mueller report to come out because everybody says once that report comes out, it's going to show the collusion, show the obstruction. There was none. And now it's over. And if the Congress wants to do something beneficial, let's go after James Comey for lying, what we call perjury. Let's go and prosecute Andy McCabe, who's got 3 criminal referrals against him. Let's go after Strzok and Page and James Baker, who we know leaked information. Let's go after the real criminals in this investigation, which is Comey and Clapper and Brennan, and hold them accountable for the crimes they committed against the American people.
To that point, the Department of Justice, under the leadership of William Barr, investigating all of the folks you just mentioned. Are we going to see, in your judgment, are we going to see justice done?
We have to. We have to, Lou, because the American people deserve it. Just because you are the director of the FBI or the deputy director of the FBI doesn't give you the right to break the laws, to abuse the FISA court system, to use your badge and your gun, to go after people because of their politics. Look what they did to Carter Page. Look what they did to so many other people. They used their positions of influence to try and destroy American lives because they didn't like their politics. Those people need to be held accountable for that because that's what happens in third world countries, not in this country.
Isn't it interesting? We don't know what happened to the Wiener laptop. We don't know where those emails. We don't know why the FBI never took charge of DNC servers that were allegedly hacked by Russians. Period. And we're supposed to just accept that.
Lou, what we have to remember is in 2016, President Obama was the president of the United States, and Comey and Clapper and Brennan were the heads of the intelligence apparatus, not Donald John Trump, who was a private citizen who had no ability to impact the outcome of the election other than getting up and giving a speech in front of tens of thousands of people every day, 5 times a day. So if there's any accountability for any potential Russian interference, it falls under the Obama administration and the leadership that he had in place. Because we didn't hear about these problems in the 2018 midterm elections, and we're not going to hear about them in 2020, because under Donald Trump, they've toughened the institutions. They've made sure we're going to have ballot integrity and election security, but no one wants to talk about it. So let's go hold the people accountable who are responsible for any potential crimes that were committed in 2016, and that's the triumvirate of Comey, Clapper, and Brennan.
It would be great to see them under oath and to see them brought to account. Corey, always good to talk with you.
Thank you.
Corey Lewandowski.